Good morning. The last class we have learned the Carnot's theorem. Today we can learn its corollary statement. What is a corollary statement? A corollary theorem is a theorem that will follow the main theorem or already stated or already proved theorem. Corollary usually not needed much proof. So you may be learned in mathematics that any theorem statement that there should be some corollary statement. So corollary usually needed a little proof or no proof. So it actually follows the main theorem or already stated theorem or already proved theorem. What is the corollary statement for the Carnot's theorem? Carnot's theorem you have learned in the last class that no heat engines operating between two given reservoirs can be more efficient than a Carnot engine operating between the same two reservoirs. That means if a Carnot engine is there that is working between two reservoirs, and if we are placing some other engine, some other irreversible, what is the peculiarity of Carnot engine? It is reversible engine. It is a reversible engine. So if we are placing any other engine that is irreversible engine, so the efficiency will be efficiency of the heat engine will be less than that of the Carnot engine. So Carnot engine, the efficiency of the Carnot engine will be always greater than any other engine working between the same two reservoirs. Carnot engine is an engine working in the Carnot cycle. So the efficiency does not depending on the working substance. An ideal gas can perform a Carnot cycle. A real gas can perform a Carnot cycle. A mixture of gas and vapor can perform a Carnot cycle. The efficiency of the Carnot engine is independent of the working substance. You have seen that the efficiency is 1 minus TL by TH. It always depending upon the temperature of the lower and higher temperature reservoirs. So it does not depending on the working substance of the system. So this is the main statement of Carnot statement. Then the corollary statement is that all Carnot engines operating between the same two reservoirs have the same efficiency. The efficiency of the Carnot engine is 1 minus TL by TH that we have derived from the Carnot cycle. The two adiabatic and two isothermal process will be there. So from that we have calculated the work done and find out the efficiency of the Carnot engine, that is 1 minus TL by TH. So if you are replacing the working substance, if you are placing some other working substance and that is performing a Carnot cycle, and then that can be converted into a Carnot engine. So irrespective of the type of working substance, all Carnot engine operating between the same two reservoirs have the same efficiency. So we can replace or we can place two Carnot engine, then if you are finding the efficiency, then you will get the same efficiency, that is 1 minus TL by TH. So this is the main statement. This represent a irreversible engine. Heat engine represent irreversible engines here. Carnot engine represent the reversible engine. So any reversible engine, that is any Carnot engine which is working between the same two reservoirs, will have the same efficiency. That is the corollary statement for the Carnot theorem. So we can just one or two steps we can prove this one. Consider two Carnot engines R1 and R2 operating between the same two reservoirs. Imagine R1 drives R2 backward as a Carnot refrigerator. So R1 is working as a Carnot engine and R2 is working as a refrigerator. So the work derived or the work given by the Carnot engine R1 is used by the refrigerator, or the second one R2, that is working as a refrigerator, and it can be working as a backward as a refrigerator. So using the work output of R1, R2 can be work backward as a Carnot refrigerator. Then the Carnot theorem states that we have already seen earlier that the engine I drives the Carnot engine backward as a Carnot refrigerator. So the efficiency there is Carnot engine, efficiency of Carnot engine, that is eta R is greater than or equal to eta I. Eta I is the efficiency of the irreversible engine. So here, if R1 drives R2 backward, then the efficiency of the R2 will be greater than or equal to the efficiency of R1. That is, the efficiency of R1 is less than or equal to the efficiency of the R2. Similarly, if R2 drives R1 backward, that means the R2 is working as an engine, then it can the work output from the Carnot engine R2 can be used by R1 and it can perform backward as a Carnot refrigerator. So if R2 drives R1 backward, then the efficiency of R2 will be less than or equal to the efficiency of R1. That is, the efficiency of R2 will be less than or equal to efficiency of R1. This is two cases. In the first case, R1 drives R2 backward, and in the second case, R2 drives R1 backward. So the efficiency may be in this way. But the efficiency of the first reversible engine cannot be both greater than or equal to the efficiency of the second reversible engine and less than or equal to the efficiency of the second reversible engine. So in one process, the efficient here, these two working in this between the same two reservoirs. So in one case here, eta R1 is less than, and in another case, eta R2 is less than. That is not possible if these two Carnot engines are working in between the same two reservoirs. Then the possibility of less than or greater can be ruled out. That one engine cannot be less than or equal. At the same time, it cannot be greater than or equal to some other engine. So one engine cannot be at the same time. It is not possible to have the efficiency of the first reversible engine cannot be both greater than or equal to the efficiency of the second reversible engine and less than or equal to the efficiency of the second reversible engine. So the efficiency is always a constant for a Carnot engine. Only the possibility we can use the equality sign here. Here less than, here R2 is greater, here R2 is less. That is not possible. So only possibility is the equality sign. So we can say that it follows that the efficiency of both engines are equal. So we can write eta R1 is equal to eta R2. That is, the nature of working substance which is undergoing the Carnot cycle has no influence on the efficiency of the Carnot engine. The Carnot engine is independent of the working substance of the system. That means the corollary statement here, all Carnot engine operating between the same two reservoirs have the same efficiency. This is the corollary statement that is following the Carnot's theorem. So the efficiency of the Carnot engine is given by eta R is equal to 1 minus TL by TH. So the efficiency of a Carnot engine absorbing QH quantity of heat from higher temperature reservoir at TH and the rejected QL quantity of heat to the lower temperature reservoir at TL, then the efficiency is this one. So if it is absorbing QH quantity and rejecting QL quantity, then the efficiency can be also be written as 1 minus QL by QH. It follows that the ratio between QL and QH is same as the ratio between the lower temperature reservoir and the higher temperature reservoir. So we can write modulus value of QL by QH is equal to TL by TH. So the efficiency of the Carnot engine can be taken as 1 minus TL by TH, or the efficiency of any engine can be taken as 1 minus QL by QH. That is the case for Carnot engine also. But for Carnot engine, the efficiency can also be written as 1 minus TL by TH. So it follows that TL by TH will be equal to modulus QL by QH. So in this case, so if these two are same, so we can define absolute zero from the Carnot efficiency of the efficiency equation of the Carnot engine. That is the smallest possible value of, what is the smallest possible value of QL here? Smallest possible value means the 100%, the efficiency maximum for any engine theoretically is 100%. The efficiency, when we will get 100% efficiency, that is if this part goes to 0, then we will get 1, then in percentage it will be 100%. So when will be the efficiency of a Carnot engine be 100%? When QL goes to 0. That is, the smallest possible value of QL is 0. Smallest possible value of QL is 0. Then what should be the corresponding temperature? The corresponding temperature TL should also be absolute 0. Or the temperature should be in Kelvin. So that is in the SI unit. So if QL is 0 means, TL should also be 0. That means the smallest possible value of QL is 0 and corresponding TL is absolute 0. So, if a system undergoes isothermal process in a Carnot cycle, during isothermal process, the QH quantity of heat is taken, that is at TH, and QL quantity is rejected, that is at TN. So, if a system undergoes isothermal process without a transfer of heat, the temperature at which the process takes place is called absolute zero. It can be stated from these two equations. EQL is 0, then eta R should be 100%. So, this is equal to 100%. So, the temperature at which the process takes place is called absolute zero, if QL is 0. For a Carnot engine to have 100% efficiency, TL must be 0. All the heat that can, then what is TL means? TL 0 means what? 100% efficiency means what? All the heat that is extracted from the high temperature reservoir, that is QH, is converted into work. Then only we will get 100% efficiency, that is there is no heat transfer to QL to the low temperature reservoir. In such cases, the QH is completely converted into work. So, work output by heat input is the efficiency. So, work output is also equal to QH. Then QH by QH will be equal to 1, that is 100%. So, for a Carnot engine to have 100% efficiency, if QL is 0, then TL must be 0. All heat that is converted into work. But nature does not provide a reservoir at absolute 0. So, the heat engine with 100% efficiency is impossible. So, this is the Carnot theorem and its corollary. So, we can stop now. Thank you.